wanna be the queen of Egyptian hearts. I'm here.
So the first one is swimming. Yeah. I was a person who go to swim, for example, twice a week to a swimming pool for the sport itself. And I love it so much since I was a kid. I love the water. But when you come to Egypt, even I am living on the sea, there is no place to swim. Why? Because always you must have a man with you, and if you don't go to swimming pool, there is some swimming pool for ladies. But if your husband doesn't agree with it, so you cannot go swim anywhere. But even if your husband agree, so it's not as safe. Like any man can enter anytime, and you don't know. And if I'm in a cab, so it's not like safe anymore. Simply, I have to care about myself more. Especially, it happened with me when I was pregnant. I was giving birth, and I had to be, of course, without makeup, right? So in this moment, when they know that I'm a foreigner and they knew that I had colorful hair, so many men came to see for nothing. So many men came to see me, just like to see me. Nothing I could do about it. The swimming is a really big problem because in Alexandria we are not swimming anymore. Why? Even in the sea, why? Because there's always so many people, always overcrowded, and the people are not that good. Mostly they are like the farmers, and with these people you won't be comfortable, trust me. Then things which I had to give up was music. I was a professional musician before I came to Egypt. Since I was also a kid, like since 4 years old, I was playing music till my 20s. But when I come to Islam and came here to Egypt, I give up literally everything. But I don't regret this. I don't know why I wasn't addicted to it too much. Even I was very talented and everything. But these things I wanted to change so much. I didn't want to do it. And why I did it? It was because of my family. My mom led me to this, so I was doing it. But I always wanted to be an Egyptologist in a military. So in this case, I was happy that I gave it up. Then walking and any kind of sports or red just makeup. So I closed to myself a lot of things, a lot of gates, let's say, and these are two I closed also by myself. Or walking, there is not that much free places to walk. There's only one on the sea, but there's not that many more to do it every single day or like this. And the sports, because of the cap, I cannot do anymore. Chocolate. Yeah, chocolate. It was for me really a big issue. I swear. Why? But it's because of the money, because of the currency. Chocolate in Egypt is so expensive. Like the time before, I was deciding if to buy chocolate or to buy a chicken. It was really so expensive. It cost around before £20, maybe 30, and the chicken the same price. But nowadays it's changed. The chocolate still costs the same, but the chicken is more expensive. So nowadays it's not that big issue, but the kind of chocolate they have in Egypt I don't like. That's for me another issue. The taste of chocolate, it's not like chocolate, you know. It's like the cheap chocolate taste, and this I absolutely hate. Not all. You have a Galaxy, of course. Here you have already Milka here, so it's improvement. But before it wasn't exist here, so I wasn't buying it at all. And I was used in Europe to buy chocolate every single day. I swear, I was eating chocolate every single day. Then I came to Egypt and nothing like fun for half a year. Wow, it was really for me really suffering. But I used to it. Now this I buy chocolate sometimes. I don't know why the chocolate in Egypt simply I give it up by itself at the end. Another thing is actually freedom of traveling or movement itself. because me as a woman, I can't travel alone in Egypt. In Egypt, you really must have a man with you on everything, and especially on traveling. Women cannot travel alone. This I didn't count on before I came to Egypt. I thought that I would move everywhere alone. Didn't happen. Or in Europe, I was moving alone, right? We don't have such rules, so it was okay in Europe. Came here and absolutely different world. So, but the idea traveling with men, I must say, is more comfortable and more easier. Indeed, I had to give up dreams about Egypt or my naivety about Egypt, better name it, because my idea about Egypt was absolutely something else, and the reality in Egypt is something else. And I had to learn to live here the normal, casual life. I am a dreamer. I had big dreams about Egypt, but I never think about that I must live the normal life. And sometimes it's so boring. Not all days are so beautiful in Egypt. If I want to be here for the good days, I must suffer the normal days, right? I had to stop saying what's on my mind. Yeah. I was a person. Everything I wanted to say, I said. For example, if someone makes me angry and if someone was, let's say, silly, I will tell him directly to your eyes, you are silly. If you're clever, I'll tell you you are clever. Okay? Like this directly. What's on my tongue, simply I will say it right away. Oh, here, this is not possible. And I had a really hard problem with this to learn to close my mouth, to think before I speak. Till now, this I have problem with it. I cannot say that I'm perfect in it, not at all. But I learned a lot. I believe I learned to control myself so much, and really choose the words and choose the words to who you say it. It's very important here. I had to learn was to respect authorities. I'm a person on my base who disrespects any kind of authorities. A lot of people had problem with this. I'm one of them. Simply, I have the opinion that all of us should be equal. No one should be up to another, so that's my main problem. Here in Egypt, it's working on authorities. So, who has bigger position, who is slower, who you should sell something, who not, who you should give money, who not, and like this. So, this is a hard part for me, really very hard. I'm trying one by one to respect someone, and this was even with respecting my own husband. You know, Egyptian women respect men so much and respect their husbands. This was also a problem for me, but this I believe I passed and I learned. I had to give up equality between men and women. This is exactly what I did now. Egyptian women respect men. So it's the same point. Women and men are not equal in Egypt at all. Men is always more. And this is not only because of the Islam is here. This is simply Egyptian. They grew up like this. Men are more. And for my European, of course, oh my god, this was a hard thing to accept. Opposite, we see, for example, men are less than women. But here they opposite. In the same point, on this basic, I agreed when I was kid. I was thinking about it very well before entering Islam that men should be more for many, many reasons. But this is on another video. Sorry, for now. So, this wasn't absolutely that hard as to accept for me the authorities. Then I had to give up any feminist thoughts. Well, a lot of things who know me, even around me, are telling that I would be perfect feminist. But I don't like feminism at all. But some thoughts I had is a feminism, true. But in my opinion, women belong to men and men belong to women. They complete each other. Even men are more, but they are completing each other. So, even if feminism thoughts I had to really push away, and I did. I gave it up to be alone. When you are in Egypt, you can't be alone anymore. But I'm a person who loves silence, who loves calm places and only to sit with myself. But in Egypt, when you came, you give up your freedom, you give up your loneliness, and you must speak and be with people all the time. Really. So this you will have to be really very social and give up your loneliness. I must see people, I must meet neighbors, I must make a connection all the time. So in Egypt, it's pretty social life, I believe. And the last point, the last thing which I had to give up in Egypt were friends, boyfriends. Um, this was hard for me, honestly, because I was a woman who loves to have friends, only friends, but they must be a male. I understand with them much more, and I understand their logic more. And for me, mm, girlfriends always made the problem and gossip so much. And these are things men didn't do, at least in Europe, they didn't do it. So I felt better with them because they really focus on something important, whatever it was, but they discuss important things. But here in Egypt is kind of the same, men and women in this. I give up the equality, I swear. But men here are gossiping also as women. If you want to marry Egyptian man, you have to give up simply any friend of male. They are Egyptian are really jealous, but for me it wasn't only about the marriage, but about Islam. And Islam is the same thing that women and men can be friends, and indeed I believe it because many many boys from Europe, which was my friend, was telling the same that women and men can be friends. It doesn't working. So I give it a ball, and here in Egypt I have a lot of friends, women, and it's going. I learned, so it's everything is fine now.